Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday morning as we get closer and closer to D-Day here. For weeks, I've been saying, many other people have been saying on YouTube, on social media, the campaign, etc., to vote early and to vote in person. If you can, okay? We all know what happened in 2020. And it came out after the fact. It's got to the point now where it's going to be really hard for anybody to accept the election results. Either side. And I'm going to give you this. Because the incompetence, the corruption, the cheating, the manipulation is off the freaking charts. I want to give you this. Just yesterday, I found 4 examples, and there's probably more, nationwide, of problems with voting. And I want to show you this stuff so you understand what's going on, because it may be in your state, all right? Now, the funny part about it is, a couple of these issues happened in swing states. Couple didn't, but we'll take a look at it. So let's start with the first one here. Nevada County, California. Okay, this is Northern California. And they figured out yesterday, because the GOP, the Republican Party, alerted the county that you have problems, that they misprinted 77,000 mail-in ballots that the machines aren't reading correctly. This is a problem. I know how big of a problem? In 2020, in Biden v. Trump, okay, only 65,000 people in the county voted. They misprinted 77,000 ballots this year. Figure that one out. Yeah, it's California. We're not talking about super close. Biden won the county with 55% of the vote. Okay, granted, all right, 55, 45, 10%. It wasn't even that because there were votes for independents too. But Biden didn't have some overwhelming majority. But if you have 77,000 misprinted ballots and only 65,000 people voted, that means everybody in the county, their vote is going to be screwed up and they're disenfranchised. Watch this.
A vote-by-mail ballot error has some Nevada County residents concerned. County elections realized something was wrong on Monday. Their machines weren't properly reading all the ballots. They called the Secretary of State and their printing service and diagnosed the issue as an ink overspray on some of the barcodes.
Some of our ballots, if you look really closely and you use a magnifying glass, you will see that there is imperfections in the barcodes.
Yeah, so let's figure this. Not only the Biden-Trump, but, I don't know, you have Steve Garvey running against Pencil Neck, Adam Schiff for the Senate. Obviously, you have congressional seats up there. 77,000 votes. Granted, they're not all going to go one way, but that can kind of do a little bit to mess up the results. Hey, California, maybe we need to go to hand counting votes, huh? All right, so let's move on. Let's go into our first swing state. Let's take a look at Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Bucks County has been very, very traditionally blue. And this year there was a massive get out the vote, registering people to vote campaign. Scott Pressler, maybe you've heard of him on Twitter, social media in general, was doing a massive voter push. And I won't say only because of him, but for the first time in recent history, there are more now registered Republicans in Bucks County than there are Democrats. Okay? Early voting in Pennsylvania ended yesterday at 5 o'clock, according to Josh Shapiro, the governor. I mean, this is a tweet that he put out. okay? So people had to be in line by 4:30, and they were going to vote by 5 o'clock. At 1:45 yesterday afternoon, they started closing the polling places and saying, I'm sorry, we're not allowing any more people in line because, it's a long and arduous process and it's taking too long. I don't give a rat's ass. Gee, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to go home at 5 o'clock? Tough. People have a right to vote. I want you to look at this and see exactly what happened. And the one thing I really want you to notice in here is the Democrats running around with the badge on. That's fake. They are not poll workers. They are impersonating poll workers. They're so afraid of losing the county that they're trying to intimidate people in line and got law enforcement involved to stop people, to disenfranchise them from being able to vote at all. Watch this.
I have a question. I have to bring someone here about 4 o'clock to vote. Are they
I'm
gonna?
going to ask you to talk to
Are they
this.
gonna turn everyone down?
I'm going to ask you to talk to this gentleman because the voting is closed right now.
It's closed.
I just want you to talk to this gentleman.
We have the right to vote until 4:30.
I get you. Here's
Why
what
is it
happened.
closed?
Let me explain it to you.
Please.
Okay. This process is very slow and grueling.
That doesn't matter if we're online.
Very slow and grueling.
Doesn't matter if we're online by 4:30. We have the
The
right
reason
to
why it
vote.
had to close was because a high volume of people wanted to do this. Slow and grueling.
Well, then they
So
have to
had
wait till everyone's.
They had to cut the line at 1:45.
Interesting, huh? Yeah. So they're trying to do whatever they can to stop the conservative majority now vote because they're afraid. So now we have to stop them. Crooked, criminal, right? All right. So let's move on down to Florida. I really don't want to wait in those lines. Wouldn't want something like Pennsylvania to happen to me. So I'm going to cast my vote by mail, right? Okay. I want you to see this. This is a video of a family, gentleman's talking, who found a box full of ballots in a sealed container at exit 11 at the intersection of 211th Street and Cutler Bay, Florida, sitting on the side of the road. Now, whether or not that was the post office or whether or not that was some transportation poll worker, in case you haven't noticed, Miami-Dade County has flipped red. And so now what do we have? We have somebody getting rid of ballots somewhere. The interesting part with this one is there should be the ability to track this as to what person was transporting these ballots from one place to another. Notice the box is sealed. Watch this.
So, así es como nosotros nos vamos a pasar las elecciones. This is 2024 election. Look at that. Y eso está sellado. That's sealed. Look at that. Official materials. ¿Cómo eso estaba en el medio de la calle botado? Yo quiero que tú me expliques eso. That's crazy. No, se le cayó algo. No quiero oír nada. No sé nada.
Elecciones y quería darle las gracias por ser tan honesto y doing a good community service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble. I just did what
No, and I appreciate you because there's a lot of people out there that wouldn't do what you did tonight. So I really appreciate it.
Thank
So I
you.
just wanted to take the time to thank you on behalf of the department.
Thank
you.
Crazy, huh? You can't even count on your ballot to actually get to the place it's supposed to be, because I don't know if those are picked up in ballot boxes or where they came. But somehow, if it wasn't for this guy, those ballots would never be counted. right? And again, you have senatorial races. I think Rick Scott's up for re-election. You have representatives, not that there's a big risk of Trump losing Florida, but again, that popular vote thing, that could come into play too. So let's move on along. And okay, they're not going to let me vote early. I can't trust mail-in votes. God knows we can't deal with the firebombing of ballot boxes, drop boxes. People are going to go, you know what? I'm just going to the polls on Tuesday, right? And I'm going to cast my vote, and that way I know it's done. Let's take a look at Colorado. Colorado's pretty much historically been blue for about the past 20 years. But there's more and more mumblings that Colorado might be a little close this year. Well, let's take a look at this. Colorado using the good old voting machines, rah-rah Dominion, okay? The Colorado voting machine passwords were leaked online by the Democrats' Secretary of State. Over 600 passwords in 63 of 64 counties in Colorado were posted so anybody can see them. Watch this.
Breaking news at 5 o'clock, where passwords to Colorado's voting systems were inadvertently posted to the Secretary of State's website. Now, the passwords, known as BIOS passwords, were included on a spreadsheet on a hidden tab. Well, the news first came in an email from the Colorado Republican Party's vice chair. Users only had to select the unhide setting to find them. Those passwords are used to change computer settings. The Secretary of State's office says those passwords are one of two needed and that they can only be used with physical access to the voting system.
Yeah. And I love the answer. Well, the only way you could use the passwords, you'd need the second password. You'd have to be physically at one of the machines or whatever. Okay. You don't think there's anybody crooked who might be able to get at one of those machines and know one of the other passwords possibly and go, hey, you know what? Tap, 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 and poof, change a whole bunch of votes. And I'm just saying this because it could go either way. All right, I'm not talking just one side. I'm talking about the effect of you. Does your vote get counted accurately? How you voted? We've all seen the stories already this week about people who have gone in and pushed the button, checked the box, filled in the circle, done whatever it is per their state, and watched it get marked by the machine wrong and them getting a new ballot, okay, getting it fixed. How many of them haven't been caught? Okay, there's the thing. Yeah, basically we can show again that the machines don't work, that the ballot boxes, the drop boxes don't work, that mail-in voting doesn't work, okay? Basically, the entire election system is garbage. Oh, garbage? That word? Watch this.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of things is unconscionable, and it's un-American.
To put the cherry on top of everything for yesterday, Joe Biden came out in a speech yesterday and called every Trump supporter garbage. My business card isn't long enough anymore. The irredeemable, deplorable, racist, Islamophobic, sexist, misogynistic, garbage. Great. Yeah. How have those comments, oh yeah, and I'm a Nazi too. I forgot about that one. How could I forget, right? But how far have we fallen when the divider-in-chief and his minions, Barack Obama and his former vice president, Joe Biden, and his vice president, Kamala Harris, have done don't forget Hillary, okay, have done nothing but insult half the country. I have no respect for Democrats. I have no respect for liberals. They're basically idiots, okay? They can't think for themselves. They just need to be spoon-fed information. But I'm not running for president. I'm not the sitting president. I don't care if I piss off half the country. It ain't going to affect me. Not like a whole lot of liberals watch this channel anyway, okay? Not that I'm going to make a difference in anybody's life. But when the president of the country calls half the people in this country garbage, clean up on aisle 6, the Kamala Harris campaign has officially crashed. Pinball out.